Dear friends and sisters, I talk to you is Manakchand Sanghi, Bangalore, Karnataka state. After the death of Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri, the country felt stunned, gloomy and thought that what will happen next. But you know that God is great and big. I remember this song which is very favorite. बदल जाए अगर माली चमन होता नहीं काली बहारे फिर भी आती हैं बहारे फिर भी आएंगी बदल जाए अगर माली इंदिरा Priyadarshini Gandhi took over as the next third Prime Minister of India and was a central figure of the Indian National Congress Party. Indira Gandhi, who served as a Prime Minister from 1966 to 1977 and then again from 1980 until her assassination in 1984. She was the second longest serving Prime Minister of India and the only woman to hold the office. She served as the Chief of Staff of her father's highly centralized administration between 1947 and 1964 and came to wield considerable unofficial influence in government. She was elected as Congress President in 1959 by the Congress Party. She did not give consent to become Prime Minister after the death of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, but liked to become the Cabinet Minister. She finally consented to become the Prime Minister in succession to Lal Bahadur Shastri in 1964. Indira Gandhi was known for the political ruthlessness and unprecedented centralization of power. She presided over a period where India emerged with greater power than before to become the regional hegemon of South Asia, with considerable political, economic and military developments. Indira Gandhi presided over the state of emergency from 1975 to 1977, during which she ruled this country by decree and made lasting changes to the Constitution of India. Indira Gandhi was the greatest Indian Prime Minister and was known as Woman of the Millennium and India Changer. In her tenure, India made historical changes in economy, political and social fields, which have changed the scenario, who contributed a lot to make this country as today India. During 1966, when she took over as Prime Minister, the Congress was split in two factions, the Socialist led by Indira Gandhi and the another led by Sri Morarji Desai. In 1967 elections, Congress party lost nearly 60 seats, winning around 297 seats in the 545 Lok Sabha. She has to accommodate Morarji Desai as a Deputy Prime Minister of India and Minister of Finance. In the year 1969, many disagreements has cropped up with Morarji Desai, which led to the split of the Indian National Congress. And Indira Gandhi has to take the support of socialist and communist parties from outside to rule this country. As I told you that Srimati Indira Gandhi nationalized banks in 1969. This step was historical one, and people of India liked the most and praised her bold decision, which has changed this economic scenery of this country. You know that most of the banks in India were continued to be owned and operated by private persons, despite the provisional controls and regulations of Reserve Bank of India. But businessmen who owned these banks were channelizing the deposits of public into their own companies, ignoring the private sector. In those days, the spread of banking system was very little, and most of the countrymen did not participate in this type of banking system. This resulted that poor men left unbanked. After Indira Gandhi took over as a Prime Minister, she expressed her intention of nationalizing the banks in a paper, State Thoughts on Bank Nationalization, in order to alleviate poverty. In this connection, she has nationalized 14 major commercial banks. This resulted eightfold jump in public deposits and took 1100% jump in advances of the banks. The base of bank branches rose from 8,200 to 62,000 nearly. These branches were opened in rural areas where there were no branches at all. This significant growth has changed the geographical coverage of the banks. This nationalized drive helped to increase the household savings and provided considerable investment in the informal sector in small and medium-sized enterprises, particularly in agriculture. This contributed to regional development and expansion of India's industrial and agricultural base. Indira Gandhi was re-elected on nationalized platform in 1971. She further nationalized the coal, steel, copper, refining, cotton, textiles, fertilizers and insurance industries. Most of these nationalizations were made to protect employment and the interest of the organized labor. The remaining private sector industries were placed under stricter regulatory control. You know that foreign-owned private oil companies in 1971 during the war against Pakistan had refused to supply fuel to the Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force. In response to this, Indira Gandhi nationalized these oil companies in 1973. Hence, Indian Oil Corporation (IOC), the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation (SPCL), and the Bharat Petroleum Corporation (BPCL) has to keep a minimum stock level of oil to be supplied to the military and Indian Air Force whenever it is required. During Indira Gandhi's time as PM, she inherited a weak and troubled economy. Fiscal problems associated with the war with Pakistan in 1965, along a drought-induced food crisis that spawned the famines. This has plunged India into the sharp recession since independence. The government has reacted to take steps like liberalization of economy. Government has agreed to devaluation of rupee in return for the restoration of foreign aid. the economy managed to recover in 1966, but the growth ended up at 4.1% over 1966-1969. The growth was offset by the fact that the external aid promised by US government and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development IBRD did not materialize, which were meant for short-run costs of adjustments to a liberalized economy. Subsequently, Indo-US relations strained due to criticism made by Srimati Indira Gandhi against American bombing in Vietnam and US President Johnson's policy of withholding food grain shipments to coerce Indian support for the war. Due to this, liberalization was abandoned, grain diplomacy and currency devaluation of rupee became matter of national pride in our country. In such a situation, Indira Gandhi decided not to take US aid for food grains in future and not to be dependent on food aid to keep up the pride of the country. She has taken up the steps to build up foreign exchange reserves so that our country can buy US wheat commercially rather than going for food aid. I remember that period of 1967 to 1965 was the time when so many programs of social assistancy were taken up. India tried its level best to be self-reliant in industrial and food sector. Indira Gandhi emphasized greater state control of the economy and formulated such policies which helped the economy grow at steady pace to achieve a goal of self-reliance. I remember that Green Revolution had taken place during the tenure of Sri Srimati Indira Gandhi between 1966-1975. The sophisticated, better agricultural techniques, good quality seeds and fertilizers were used to take more agri-produce. More attention and importance were given to irrigation for more and more harvests of agri-produce. During Green Revolution, farmers produced 50 bags of wheat per acre instead of 5 bags of wheat produced earlier. Hence, we could produce food grains to feed the entire population of our country. We need not to depend on others and became self-reliant in food production. The next important and vital decision was taken during Srimati Indira Gandhi administration. The principle of equal pay for equal work for both men and women enshrined in the Indian Constitution. Indira Gandhi has taken a historic and bold step to abolish the existence of privy purses for Indian monarchs. This was based on equal rights for all citizens and also to reduce the government's revenue deficit. You know that due to Srimati Gandhi's attempts, the motion of the abolition of privy purses was passed by Lok Sabha and has become 26th Amendment to the Constitution of India. Srimati Indira Gandhi have established 6 states, 1 Haryana 1966 and 2 Himachal Pradesh 1971, 3 Meghalaya 1972, 4 Manipur 1972, 5 Tripura 1972, Sikkim 1975, all bringing up to 22 states. She established Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram 1972 as Union Territories of India in 1966. Indira Gandhi accepted the demands of the Akalis to reorganize Punjab on the linguistic lines. In Hindi speaking belt became a separate state, Haryana, while the Pahadi speaking hilly belt in the northeast were named as Himachal Pradesh. But she could not ward off the political conflict between Hindi and Sikh groups in the region. The status of prosperous city on the Punjab and Haryana border could not be resolved. Hence Chandigarh became the capital of Punjab, Haryana, and was declared as a union territory. Please see that we have won the war with Pakistan in 1971. This has consolidated Indian power in Kashmir. Indira Gandhi gave no major concessions on Kashmir. You know that Sheikh Abdullah, the most prominent leader of Kashmiri separatists, has recognized the Indian control of India over Kashmir in the light of the new order in South Asia. In light of this, Sheikh Abdullah gave up his demand for a plebiscite in return of a special autonomous state given to Kashmir in 1975. Hence, Srimati Indira Gandhi declared the state of Jammu and Kashmir as a constituent of India. Indira Gandhi granted statehood to Meghalaya, Manipur and Tripura and the northeast frontier as union territory, that is Arunachal Pradesh. The transition to statehood for these territories was successfully overseen by her administration. This was followed by the annexation of Sikkim in 1975. Indira Gandhi was of the view that poverty can be removed by clear vision, iron will, and the strictest discipline. She imposed the state of emergency in 1975 in the name of the socialist mission of the Congress. In a state of emergency, she ruled India by decree and without constitutional constraints. During Indira Gandhi's time, a massive redistribution program of land was taken up and excess land with the individuals were redistributed to a landless. Housing for landless laborers, the abolition of bonded labor, and a moratorium on the debts of the poor were enforced during her time. North India was the center of the reforms, where millions of acres of land were required and redistributed. The government was successful in procuring houses for landless laborers. 4 millions of houses were built up during 1975 itself. The long-term effects of these social reforms gave rise to the prominence of middle-class farmers from intermediate and lower class. The rise of these newly empowered social classes challenged the political geography of the belt of North India. Indira Gandhi was a charismatic mass political leader of India and was so famous in Andhra Pradesh that the people of Andhra Pradesh were calling her Indra Ma, Mother Indra. They were openly telling that we know Indra Ma only, not else. This is because of the Indian Indira Awas Yojana, which built up low-cost housing for the rural period in that state. Indira Gandhi is associated with fostering a culture of nepotism in Indian politics and in the Indian institutions, such as Indira Awas Yojana, a central government low-cost housing scheme for rural people, is named after her. The International Airport at New Delhi is named Indira Gandhi International Airport in her honor. The Indira Gandhi National Open University is also named after her name, which is the largest university in the world. The Indian National Congress established the annual Indira Gandhi Award for National Integration in 1985, given in her memory on her death anniversary. Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust is also constituted with the annual Indira Gandhi Prize. Please note that I will talk further to you about her in my next 9th letter. Jai Hind. Please repeat the following godly words with me. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru Ji. Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya, Om Namo Shivaya. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha.